Looking at doing another repair today, or seeing if it's warranty work. Don't know how much fun it's going to be, but I'm in the bathroom and the floor seems to be a little bit soft right next to the vent down there. So basically what I have is a straight edge, and I can actually cause this to flex if I press on it. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it's certainly moving. So, I think what I'm going to try to do is go ahead and go from the underneath in the basement and see about if there's a way that I can shore this thing up. Let's get started. All right, I'm in the basement storage area right now. Above me is the paneling ductwork for the vent that's in the bathroom, which would probably be about here, and the bedroom, which I'm guessing is about here. It looks like this is one piece all the way from where the bedroom is all the way to this wall and past. So hopefully I'll be able to take out the screws that are in here and at least get the panel out of the way enough, even if I can't remove it completely. That way I can hopefully see what we're up against and start working on this repair. These are square number 2 bits, so I'm going to start down at this end and just remove it. Hopefully. They are in there pretty darn tight. Self-tapping, so shouldn't have a problem getting those back in when I'm done. Thank goodness for this drill. It's got a high speed and a low speed. That low speed adds a lot more torque to break these free. Feels like they might have some adhesive on here too. I'll have to work against that. It's all I'm going to take off for now until I can figure out how to peel this down. Yep, there's, looks like they used silicone. And yeah, sure enough, I do have this boxed in. I'm going to try to move out of the way and peel this the rest of the way down. And I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I've gotten the metal panning down out of the way. So I just kind of bent it down and back. So I've got the whole thing is open now, and I'm going to point up at the situation, and it looks like we actually have a joint in the plywood, right where the vent is. So you can see those edges are soft. So I think what I'm going to try to do is put some support across the joint there, and maybe a couple of them. I want to keep it less than the thickness of this vent register piece. That way I won't be intruding too much on the overall airflow that we have today. So hopefully some angle aluminum or something will be able to give us the support that we need. Here we go. So I took the register off, and there's a little sleeve covering all of the styrofoam. I didn't think about the thickness of the flooring. I know that they insulate, so I don't know what I was thinking. But you can see, hopefully I can hold the camera steady enough. That's where a flex is. I mean, that's 1/4 inch maybe plywood, maybe 3/8 if we're lucky. So it's not very thick. So I think what I'm going to try to do is cut out some of this styrofoam, put a brace underneath it, and then somehow figure out how to stack it up so I can tie into the aluminum frame rails here. So the distance between the frame rails under there is just shy of 13 inches. So I'm going to cut this at 12 15/16 to give myself just a hair of wiggle room so I can get a piece of bracketry up inside of there. Now I purchased 3/4 inch angle stock, hollow, so I think it should have enough rigidity to hold it in place. I'm going to put the first piece across underneath that sandwich to begin the securing, and then I'll work through, how I'm going to put any other bracing underneath that top layer of like that 1/4 inch plywood at the top layer of the sandwich. So I've got one piece of square stock, one piece of angle bracket. This stuff is 1/8 inch thick, the angle bracket, and the square stock is, I believe, 1/16. And what I'm going to do is, in order to make sure that I can create a flat floor up in that bathroom, I'm going to use the square stock as a spacer. So I'm going to use that to span across, and then I'm going to sandwich that up like that, so that I'll be able to hopefully press fit that square stock into place, going horizontally across the joint there, bringing the floor level again. So I guess I'll drill a couple of holes, maybe use these self-tapping screws, and see what we can do. So I'm just drilling some pilot holes in here. I've got it clamped up so that it's flush up against there. Pilot holes will then take self-tapping screws. I'm just trying to get a little bit of that material out of the way. Alright, so I've got 4 in here. I think what I'm going to try to do is make it so that I can use a little bit of leverage. So I'm going to screw in this piece, and then hopefully I'll be able to set this in place. It's going to help if I get a screw. Well, we'll just see how it goes. Alright, well, that screw didn't seem to do it. I got through one piece and then gave up the ghost. Doesn't want to do it. may need a little bit larger pilot hole. Now I've got myself into a pickle. This screw doesn't want to back out anymore. There we go. Go for a slightly larger pilot hole. I think I broke the drill bit. Alright. Alright, let's hit proper size pilot hole. That worked out. That comes out, and I'm going to just back this off just a hair. And hopefully that'll allow me to put this in. Move you a little bit so you can see what's going on here. So I'll put the piece in here. See how it's kind of misaligned. Get that in place. And may need a hammer to tap that. Well, I seem to have gotten that. All right. I feel like it's doing something. You may not be able to see it, but I certainly can. It's almost. Well, that's aligned. Well, we'll try and screw this in place. Broke another bit. I'm gonna clamp this. You're not gonna be able to see it where I'm doing this, but I think you get the idea. Just clamping it so that it doesn't pull out like this one did. Son of a gun. Seriously? Alright, so I got this in place, right? And I want to go ahead and keep it from moving. So I'm going to drill up from here and add a screw to prevent any lateral movement of that for any reason.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, bud. Alright, so drilling up here. Alright. A couple of pilot holes. And I think I'll do a pilot hole also here. It's most of the way through. That'll make the screws have a little less problem getting in. That worked. There we go. Now, it's not moving nearly as much anymore. I mean, it's still moving, but not as much. I wonder if I have anything I might be able to like shim that a little bit. Cause yeah, it's somewhere in between like any lifting that the wood has versus, yeah, I think I'm just gonna let it go like that. I don't, we'll reassess the situation, I guess, in a while, and if it feels like it's any different, then we'll come back and try something else. All right, here's the top view. Seems to have made that a lot more sturdy now. And the floor's not completely flat because it's already been damaged, but I'm comfortable with how it has stuck there. Now we just gotta slide this little piece back in place, and well, these are pretty terrible, but we'll just line this up and screw it back together and we'll be done. Alright. And that, my friends, is how you fix a wobbly floor in a bathroom because of poor construction in the first place.